Alrighty folks, I'm gonna do a quick video on how to install a subwoofer without a line out converter. um, yeah, it's kind of weird. I kind of stumbled onto it, but yeah, you don't need a line out converter. And basically you just connect it to your speakers, yeah, your subwoofer. And I'll show you how. Well, I'll show how I did it. But first of all, of course, you gotta disconnect your battery. Yeah. And that's my um I believe it's my 8 gauge power wire that I tried to install with my line out converter, but um for me, for my install, it didn't work out right. But yeah, you do need a power out for your line out converter if you want to install one. Okay, but I'm gonna show you how to do it without one. But anyways, this is a Nissan Versa Note 19, excuse me, 2016. Yeah, right there. Yeah, and you would normally put the subwoofer. Well, I have a box, an enclosed one, in the back. There's room for that. And sorry for my car being dirty, but this is also an SV. Yeah. So coming into my not so clean vehicle, that's my subwoofer right there. It's I got it, I believe, around 2000. So it's a really old one, but it's a solid one. It's an Alpine, 400 watts. Yeah, and that's the cone. And then let me come around to show you the subwoofer itself. Okay. So here's another look at my subwoofer, and you could tell I got it secured with seatbelt. I know that's kind of corny, but it works for me. But anyways, it's an Alpine. Right there is the specs. So basically 400 watts with 200 watts RMS. The RMS, I'm not sure what the acronym or the name of it stands for, but it is actually the one that you would look for in order to have uh, a more powerful speakers. That's what you would look for. The max is 400, but the real number is a 200 watts. Yeah. So this one here, for me, it's enough, and I want to use the full capability of it. So I tried to use the line out converter here by that company right there. Yeah. And I followed the schematics right there. So, and well, I've been blowing a lot of fuse, and I went through steps on why I'm blowing fuse, and I researched it throughout the YouTube. I think I know the reason is because all this wiring right there. Yeah. My old battery was pumping out around 12 volts. My initial install, I connected the power wire, which is this green one. I mean the constant power wire for this unit here to my with my power wire into my amp, and that's with the old battery. And what that did, and I thought I got it all hooked up, and it worked because they showed the blue light here. It worked, what it did overnight is it drained the old battery, so I couldn't start my vehicle in the morning. So that morning I had to go buy a new battery, and this battery specifically for this vehicle, it pumps out 14 volts, and for this install that I do, it was a lot of voltage, and because I didn't have the wiring all nice and clean, I think how I say that the electricity jumped from one wire to one wire, and it shorted the fuse in my amp right here. And I thought it was my grounding, so I changed my grounding. I have my grounding over here on both sides. This one here is for the amp, and the other side was for the line out, and that didn't work. But the grounding is good because I looked over some YouTube videos to do a good grounding, which was finding a place where it's basically the frame of the car, sanding out the paint and doing it that way, and that's what I did, and it still was blowing a fuse. So I was figuring out why it's still blowing my fuse, and I went through like 6 already. So I kind of gave up, but then I saw another video, guy mentioning about making sure that your wires are all situated and not jumbled up like this. So that's gonna be my last attempt. I'm trying to do a proper line-out conversion, yeah, to install the sub right here. But in the midst of all of that, I found out that you could actually install your sub without the line-out converter, and I'll tell you how. If you look at this schematic right here, it says to take the your rear speakers, splice them, and connect your line-out converter onto these speakers here, left and right. Okay, and that would let you use the line-out converter so that you could hook up your amp to it right here, with the grounding and all of that, yeah, situated. And this is subwoofer here, so your subwoofer would do a you would use, I forgot the term, but you would use the positive on one set of the hookup on your amp, and the negative. So let me show you right here. Yeah, so those are just speakers right there. Oh, the term is bridging. So the negative here, or the positive here, and the negative here, and that's how you connect your sub. Now you could bypass that. Actually, what I did here was I spliced it into the negative, yeah, right here, and the positive onto the other side, and then take these extra wires here from these two connection, yeah, negative and positive, and connect those into your speakers right there. And that's how you would install a sub without using a line-out converter, yeah. And it works. Let me well, let me do another video on it working. But for now, that is how you would connect a sub into your existing factory unit without using a line-out converter. Hopefully this video helps somebody that's just trying to do their own DIY. It's like a hobby. This is a hobby for me. But I really wanted to do it the correct way. Yeah. So for now, I'm gonna leave you with that, and I'm gonna continue on cleaning up my wires so I could hook up my line of converter the correct way so that I could use my amp. And that amp is a small amp, but it produces 600 watts. Yeah, and that's enough to run this sub right here. Okay, folks, I'll leave you with that. Bye.